Hello, welcome to the Becoming a Modern Man. We are playing our mono green avatar of the Resolute aggro deck again, and this time we're playing against Skred Red, which was quite an interesting matchup. So let's see if we can get underway. So here's our opener: 3 forests, a militant, a couple of pump spells, and a leatherback Baloth. Unfortunately, no 2-drop, but this looks like something we can run with. Just going to lead off with a militant. Pump the snow-covered mountain into Seal of Fire, which is Dryad militant. We don't have a 2-drop unfortunately, so we have to pass. An opponent drops double emissary into a vexing shusher, which is quite interesting. Not a lot of Skred Red decks go for this, I assume, sort of devotion theme, I guess, for the deck. So quite an interesting build by the looks of things. Usually they go for bigger stuff like Koth into Wormcoil Engine, etc. So interesting card choices there. That's the turn after our paling our leatherback Baloth. Pun saluting, discarding a 3rd emissary and a Skred. He's going to attack into us. I'm just going to kill off the Shusher, given that the other 2 guys are basically vanilla once they enter the battlefield. Not that Vexing Shusher's abilities are likely to come up, really, to be honest. We don't running any cat spells, but seemed like a logical for there. Opponent plays a Figure of Destiny, which is fine. We draw Rancor, which, I mean, I could equip to the seemed particularly ideal. I mean, I could have got aggressive, I suppose, and ran in there with my 6/5 low back, but would have taken quite a beating on the backswing as well. But maybe that would have been the better way to go, particularly as we're not drawing creatures. Could have used these pump spells and actually fought through and won. But as it was, I decided to play defense. But maybe that was a mistake. I think possibly in hindsight it was. Draw another Rancor, so we definitely could have gone the aggressive route here. But there's a Reckon. Actually, not the worst, given that we have trample abilities. Trample means that you'll only ever deal as much damage you need to a creature, so we'll only ever actually be dealing 3 damage to him, which obviously isn't ideal, but it's better than dealing sort of 12 or 10 damage to him or something like that. That would be fairly devastating. I decides to attack with everything. Figure of Destiny, and take 7. Opponent plays Perforos, which is kind of annoying. Looks like we're going to have to attack here. Given that was the ultimate strategy, I think we probably should have started earlier. So we're going to attack with my 8/5, and then use Aspect of the Hydra, which is going to give us a nice pump for 6 here, due to our high devotion count, which is nice. And then I decided just to lay off on the vines. Not going to be able to kill him, so I might as well keep them for another turn. Let's attack with everything. Just going to chump the Perforos and see what happens. He could have pumped his team with the Perforos' ability and finished me off, but obviously decided against it, which saved us for sure. His strategy is actually going to be to try and Skred his Boros Reckoner. So here's a nice little interaction here. I can actually use Vines of Vastwood to prevent him targeting his own creature here with the Skred. I have a second Vines of Vastwood, so quite an interesting turnabout. We just need 1 more point of damage to us to kill our opponent, and as it turns out we managed to draw another Rancor. We could have drawn Strangleroot Geist, so there were some other outs as well, but fortunately we managed to get there. I think we got a little bit lucky in that we didn't get killed by Perforos' ability, and drew that top deck. And we probably should have got a bit more aggressive earlier on. I think thanks to all the pump spells in our hand, we probably would have won a race situation, so maybe didn't play that to the best of our abilities, but it turned out in our favour, so that was nice. On to game 2. So, front's going to be on the play. This is a hand, no 1-drop, but a couple of very nice 2-drops. Very nice 2-drops. Opponent leads up for Grim Lavamancer, which isn't the most scary when we've got a bunch of Strangleroot Geists in our hand, but can be a little bit annoying. So Burning Tree leads into a Figure of Destiny for our opponent, which is fine. Just going to play Strangleroot Geist, but I'm not going to try and get aggressive here just yet. I think we'll end up on the losing end that way. But that's Faithless Looting, which is going to be able to fuel his Grim Lavamancer. It's a little annoying, otherwise you wouldn't have had a lot to do with it. I'm going to try and block, but opponent's just going to use Grim Lavamancer to kill off the Strangleroot Geist. Obviously it comes back, but and he still gets in for 2. But we don't trade away with that Figure of Destiny, which is a little unfortunate, but he's not got a ton of mana to sink into it, so it's not the worst situation. Going to take advantage of the fact that the Avatar has a +1/+1 counter on it at the moment. I mean, the Geist has a +1/+1 counter on him at the moment, as he's likely to kill it next turn with the Grim Lavamancer if he can. So it gives us a 4/3 trampler, which is really nice, and outsizes his creatures quite nicely as well. Also means that we're not going to be running an Avatar into as a Grim Lavamancer fodder, which is nice. Opponent looting again, which again more Lavamancer fodder. I'm not going to block here. I'd rather keep the Avatar and eventually get more aggressive. We've got Aspect of the Hydra here, which you see which could be really nice. We've got a lot of double green creatures in hand, and we could get a really big trample attack going, possibly. Don't trust the Skred, the Avatar, which is always a risk. I'm just going to use the vines in my hand, watching not with a pump effect, but we are going to be able to keep our guy around. I use Grim Lavamancer to kill off Strangleroot Geist. I'm going to run out my second Geist and the Tusker. Put attacks. Happy to trade off the Burning Tree Emissary, the Strangleroot Geist, so it's obviously going to come back. I suppose it was a bit of a risk, given that, well, not so much a risk, but maybe not the best of plays, given we could probably take in the 2 points, and now he can just Grim Lavamancer away the Geist, but I think we got some value in killing off one of his creatures, at the very least. One plays Reckoner. The interaction with Trample and Reckoner, I feel, sort of benefits us, so that's not too bad a situation. And here we're actually going to be able to attack for quite a lot, potentially. Opponent's got no cards in hand, so we don't have to worry about Skred or anything. And we're going to be able to run out both our guys. The Resolute's going to have 2 +1/+1 counters, one for the other Avatar and one for the Geist, so it's going to be a nice 5/4 when we drop it. It's also going to be able to evolve the Experiment one, which is sweet. And I'm just going to attack with all my guys. He's going to block the Trampler, and we're going to use Aspect of the Hydra. Would have been for 9. Unfortunately, our opponent's going to be able to respond and kill off the Strangleroot Geist, which is why it was a bit regrettable the way we blocked there. Maybe if we hadn't blocked, we'd have got the full 9 points there, or at least something close. I suppose he could have killed off the Experiment one, but not a great loss. We're still going to deal a hefty amount of damage and kill off our opponent's Morus Reckoner. So yeah, knock the opponent down to 5. We've got considerable board presence. He used the Reckoner to put us down to 8, but I don't think with the 1 card he's going to draw, he's going to be able to knock us down that far. And yeah, our opponent concedes there, so sweet matchup. And yeah, we managed to pick up the win. Also got to see a lot of cool interactions, and Avatar the Resolute at its best.